Are you a perfectionist? Do you struggle with low self-esteem? Can't you shut up the critical voices in your head? And do you believe that you are never gonna be good enough? These are just a few problems from perfectionism, and I'm gonna give you 2 reasons why you should start caring about it. The first one is it makes your life unnecessarily harder by making you pursue unhealthily high standards. And the second thing, you might attract narcissists into your relationships. And the reason why, and I didn't make this up, I know this because a few years ago, I was watching a lot of videos made by a psychotherapist from Vienna about the unhealthy narcissist and perfectionist dynamic. Narcissists want to have everything done their way and everybody to please them. They talk down to people, and perfectionists, they talk down to themselves, so they actually feel comfortable in this dynamic and they want to please others. It's inevitable in a way, and that really sucks. So I invite you to join me on this journey to understand perfectionism a little bit better. I'm going to share some tips from this book or some insights. The CBT workbook for perfectionism. CBT stands for Cognitive Behavioral Therapy. Welcome to Mastery Muse. What is perfectionism? It's a drive to constantly want to achieve more, be better, a relentless, unstoppable drive. It gets unhealthy. It is healthy to want to improve yourself, reach high standards. The bad things are doing it in an unhealthy way. And this unhealthy way shows if, for example, you tend to overgeneralize mistakes. If you make one mistake and you start thinking, I suck so much, and you start making it all about yourself, this is already a sign of perfectionism. That you are not able to respond to feedback, that you get defensive, that you will start criticizing yourself too much for just one small mistake. And you might even want to avoid mistakes in order not to get down this spiral. Another trait common to perfectionism, and there are different types, I'm going to tell you in a moment. Another trait common to perfectionism is the belief that your achievements determine your self-worth. This was actually shocking for me to discover, because I always thought that, the more I achieve, the better I feel about myself and so on. And this is maybe why I wanted to buy this book, because I got curious as well, and I found myself also at some of my own limits. Here's what shocked me the most. Imagine you have this high standards, yeah? You have this high standards that you want to pursue, nothing wrong with this yet. But if you're a perfectionist, you might have one of the 3 responses. Either you pursue the standards and you achieve them, you pursue them and you fail, or you don't try to pursue them because you're afraid that you're gonna fail. So you start procrastinating. If you do it, you might build up enough time pressure or social pressure to actually attempt to meet those standards. Then if you fail, you might start thinking, I suck, I'm not good enough, next time I need to do it sooner, I need to try harder, Then you try to meet those standards. And if you succeed, and here's the trick, if you succeed of meeting high standards, your normal healthy reaction should be, hey, I met those standards, I'm so good, I'm so happy, celebrate it. But with perfectionism, the loop goes, oh, I met those standards. This means they were not high enough. So the next time I need to do more, I need to do it better, I need to do it faster, and so on and so on. And you get caught into this crazy loop until you burn out. Okay, this is like a doomsday scenario that I just said, but this was something that I nearly felt happened to me lately, and that's why I wanted to talk about this topic. So this is the kind of core mechanism, in my understanding, the core mechanism behind this perfectionism. And there are 3 different types. One type is self-directed perfectionism. It's when you have extremely high expectations from yourself, when you have to do everything perfect, but you don't necessarily expect the same from the others. Self-oriented perfectionism. It's an expectation that you need to perform perfectly. You have unattainable goals and are very, very driven. And when the mistake happens or you fail to meet those goals, you beat yourself up, you ruminate over your mistakes, and you just highlight your flaws. You are very self-critical. The second type of perfectionism is others-oriented perfectionism. It's similar, but you have high expectations. And if others don't meet these expectations, you might get angry, and you constantly feel like others are letting you down because it's impossible to meet these expectations. And the third type is socially prescribed perfectionism, which is when you believe that others have high expectations towards you. I hope you see in all three cases that it's gonna make your life unnecessarily hard. And I don't mean only your individual life, but also your relationships. And if you're, for example, aiming for a leadership position, or you're gonna become a parent, this could also reflect on the way how you treat others. So it's really important to start reflecting on it. The book that I showed is a good starting point if you want to have something for your own self-reflection. Each of these perfectionism types can manifest in different areas of our lives. And our culture doesn't really help because we are motivated to do more and be better and so on and participate in the rat race. Okay, I didn't want to say that. Perfectionistic tendencies can manifest in different areas of your life. It could be about your physical environment where you cannot feel good or you feel restless if things are out of place or not even aligned properly. Perfectionistic traits can also manifest in your parenting style when you expect a lot from your child that they behave in a specific way, or your leadership style, or your career when you expect to have like flawless career progression and have some, milestones to hit along the way. And if you don't hit them, and you're gonna beat yourself up for not hitting them. It could also manifest on your bodily or physical appearance when you're never gonna feel tall enough, sexy enough, slim enough, your hands are too short or too small or too long or whatever. This kind of small little things about your body. Then there is also academic performance when you only want to have perfect grades or perfect life even, when every single area needs to be perfect, and if only things go a little bit out of your expectations, you start feeling self-critical and overgeneralizing this and giving this situation too much weight and criticizing that. Not easy, right? Our culture doesn't make it easier or better for us because we are constantly presented with advertisements of perfect people, perfect models, perfect houses, and even on Instagram. One thing that really triggers me are those motivational success pages with pictures of private jets and Lamborghinis and Rolex watches, like all these status tokens that are so meaningless, especially in the global situation that we are finding ourselves in. And I'm not gonna call it climate change, I'm gonna call it climate catastrophe. That really triggers me. But I don't want to go this way right now because the topic for today is perfectionism. So I explained to you already the different types of it and that it can manifest in different categories. What can you do with this knowledge? The best is to reflect, and it would be great if you talk to somebody who could guide you a little bit or offer you some space. I did it in a setting with my coach. What I discovered for myself is that because I was the oldest sister and because my grandma had really extremely high expectations, the role of older sister, which I associated with peace and understanding and acceptance and calm, it came for me together with these external expectations of everybody is watching you, your younger siblings are watching you, oh, you are not working, so maybe you can do this extra homework. You got only 90% from the biology exam, next time you should aim for 95. So I got a lot of this pressure from my grandma, and I don't want to criticize her a lot because, well, first of all, she's already dead, and secondly, she's helped me a lot. A lot of my understanding of learning comes from the fact that she was homeschooling me after school, but that already shows the drive that she had in her to have this perfect first granddaughter. And I wish she was alive because I would have told her all this, but I figured it out for myself too late. So maybe I can help somebody else with this story. So that's what I wanted to share about perfectionism. I told you about this, the mechanisms, how it works with procrastinating, not meeting standards, and beating yourself up when you meet them, that your standards were not good enough. Constant busyness and different types of perfectionisms. One that is self-oriented, one that is oriented toward others, and socially prescribed perfectionism that over-expect you to be perfect. So this is the knowledge I wanted to give you, and I hope that it helps you reflect as well on your own maybe perfectionistic traits. They are fed by the culture a lot, by the ads, by social media. So don't get your mental health suffer because of these unrealistic pictures that are really just snapshots and staged things most of the time. They have nothing to do with reality. If you feel like you have some perfectionist traits, and they could get in your way. The sooner you deal with it, the better, because you are gonna protect yourself and others from a lot of unnecessary emotion and unnecessary pain, and maybe even prevent your burnout. So I think this is really important. This was my story. If you want to share anything with me or give me any feedback, feel free to add the comments. I respond to all of them. I'm trying to be very connected to my audience, although I don't really see you. If you can think of somebody who could benefit from watching it, feel free to share it. I hope this will help somebody, because I really believe this is the knowledge that should be taught in schools, and it should be available to all of us. So that's why I'm sharing it. And yeah, if you have any questions, also shoot them my way. Thanks for watching, and see you next Friday.